is ready. Let me start the emulator and get the microphone back. This one. And we are live. Welcome everyone to Nordev's Wednesday streams. I mean, there's probably more streams, but this one is special because it's mine. Hope everyone is doing alright. Just let me verify if everything's alright. Which kind of reminds me, I didn't see the webcam. So let's hope for the best. Whew. Hope everyone is doing alright. Let me check. Yep, emulator is on. Microphone is on. Let me see the volume. There we go. Microphone is indeed on. Right. Everything's alright. Let me check. And there we go. No webcam. And I'm going to bet it's my secondary webcam that is by default. Oh, apparently not. HD. Hello, everyone. I thought I had something missing. Is it fluid enough? It is. Good. Perfect. One less crisis to deal today. Thank you again for tuning in. I've just did some math. And basically, it was one full month. I believe it was 4 weeks. Therefore, 2-hour stream on every single week would go for 8 hours of development. So I would say we did a full day of work to get our app just, barely working, which is quite good, to be honest. Especially because I'm doing this just, defining what we need to do as we go. But right now, it's been a 1 week. Let me just recap what I've done, not only for you guys, but for myself as well. So there were some changes. Why did I didn't put item description? Okay, I did remove this because it was the description here. And I believe that the last thing we need to do was to actually change these icons to the ones that we have defined. So to recap a bit, our goal app here, we would just it was not muted, but I have no idea why Ubuntu just simply just decides to mess a bit with input. Is it better, Alex? Hopefully it's better. I mean, the stream seems to be with a bit of a delay. Right. Should be fine now. Is it fine? Let me see. Hello? No? Microphone seems to be alright. Yep. I have no idea. I mean, to be honest. Why Ubuntu? Let me select this one. So you can mess around with this and not do it. The input volume. So yeah. Not a crisis averted. Thank you. Thanks again for the audience. Right, so where were we? I have no idea whether this cut or not. So, goal. for today will be, now that we have our category here, the goal would be to pass that data into the actual goal object and replace these icons with the actual category. Then, if we have time, we probably will have time, what we're going to do is we need to do two things, to be honest. Two very important things. First of all would be to edit our goals. And the second thing would be to delete our goals. Now, deletion might be, I mean, we also need deletion. It's kind of like thinking, do we really need to delete goals on a goal tracker? Yeah, kind of, sometimes. Or archive them. Let's go with deletion for now. So it'll be, yeah, basically the cruise kind of app. We can add, delete, edit. Am I missing something? Probably. Updates? Yeah, probably. I always forgot what crude actually contains on the acronym. But yeah, main goal, add, edit, well, which will be update, delete. I think that will be all. Then we need to add another very important milestone to our app, which is to actually say, right, now that we have these goals, it would be good to be notified about it. Meaning that we need to go and, yeah, that's the thing. That's basically it, Alex. Basically, it would be, we'll start by looking into, Android and iOS, hopefully. Will be just in the same package. Notification messages? Notification system, basically. I have a fairly good idea on how to make it work on Android. On iOS, to be honest, I never saw it, so it'll be a good experience for every single one of us. And yeah, the main goal would be, if we say goal to go to the gym every single week, or let's say Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we want our app to remind us, or at least to have the ability to say, right, let me schedule this in a way that after work, for instance, I'll be notified, and therefore it's easy for me just to keep track of my goals. Because otherwise it'll be a very glorified to-do list with no accountability. And if you guys are like me, you'll just avoid using or seeing the app just so you don't see, those goals. And you not think to yourself, right, I'm just behind those. I don't want even to see it, so I don't be reminded that I need to work on those. Hi, Tom. Thank you for tuning in. We are now going to start. Right. And I'm going to start by doing one thing I should have done last time. Commit this. What issue is this? Number 8. Number 8 would be remove. Nope. There we go. Remove description. Description. Okay. Now let me confirm what we have open on our issues. Oh, perfect. Number 8. Description goal on icon selection. We kind of did that. No, just to make it just finish it perfectly. Let me also add the icon here. So this will be basically in the same issue in one go, and also related to the same thing, which will be the category. The app is not responding to my clicks. Why do I suspect that my microphone also dropped a bit? I have no idea. I have this feeling. No, microphone is still okay. Yeah, but the emulator froze. Is really weird. The emulator or the app? No, the app froze. That's weird. Right. So to launch my app again. Okay. What this is doing is magic. Let me look at the code then. Let's see. We were on add goal to actually get that data of the description, of the category. There we go. And then handle on result data, return data from the form. Right. Oh, we still have this. Okay. So I guess we haven't updated yet our method to actually add data into our list. Oh, okay, no problem. This model is getting a bit populated. We might need to break it down into smaller bits in the future, but right now, let me see. This will be ongoing back. If there's an ID, set category ID, there we go. Okay. Okay. Now I have this ID. And am I using this? Yes, I'm using here. Okay. So, well, it's good. We have all the ingredients to bake a cake. Oh, right. So the app didn't froze. I was just being a dummy. I mean, we haven't implemented any sort of click to see the details. Therefore, yeah, it will never work. But if I do this, yeah, working. I mean, yeah, UI wise, I mean, need to do a bit of work on this, but for now, reasonably fine. Okay, let's start then by adding this ID into our goals. Right. So handle on results. This will be when we submit. Okay. There'll be a goal, which will be a string. Okay. So first thing we need to change is once we press our submit button, which will be this add goal, we actually need the whole data, not just the goal. So let's go to our screen. Maybe this one, yeah. Quite hard just to divide my screen into 1, 2, 3 columns and a half. Okay, 3 columns. Is it readable? Let me see. My tablet is not the best measurement of quality, which is good. With mobile development, you normally want to test your app with the most crappiest of devices because sometimes, unfortunately, it will be almost like trying to render on different devices, and therefore there will be different issues because sometimes they will just modify the libraries. It's just sometimes it will be a mess. But yeah, I mean, our tablet is just really 144p. I mean, that's there we go. It looks perfectly fine for 720p. Perfect. Right, so now to get goal, which would be this one. So this one needs to be changed. And now what we need to say is goal description. There's no category. Oh, because category will be on a different. Yep. Let me. Oops. I was pressing X instead of C. Let me copy the description. Here I'm going to say here goal and description. Obviously, it will complain as intended. And here we are going to receive a goal and a description. I mean, it's small enough so that we won't do like an object. I guess it will be fine. I mean, goal, description, unless there's like more things to it in the future, which will have like date. We'll just consider if we do like just one object. And then we do the validation on the component itself. But okay, for now it's perfectly fine. Right, now I need to copy this. Here, it's not complaining yet, but it should be. There's our description. But it's funny, when I do this normally, I feel like I'm just a plumber or something, just connecting the pipes of data in this case, from the front end into, well, the back end. which is, I mean, kind of a valid perspective, to be honest. A mobile developer, it's a full stacker basically. It needs to do front end, it needs to do back end, it needs to, I don't know, sometimes do the API itself, which did happen before. It's kind of a glorified full stacker. Okay, so this is our, yep, there we go. And now here, description of type string. And now this to is replaced by this. I believe that I was not dumb enough to not put this description. Yep, there we go. So yeah, we just connected the pipes. We don't need to do much, to be honest, because right now description is here. There's the ID, title, description. Getting to the goal array. And then it's storing data, waiting for it to be concluded. Hopefully with no errors. Yep. Here we go. So yeah, we don't need to restart our data or migrate our data. Now that will be a valid point, right? In the future to just, if we did some sort of drastic change to our app and we need to preserve client's data, we need to provide a way to migrate the old data into the new one. Right? That would be probably a good idea to look into. Not, where is it? Not our sync storage, but actually like SQLite. That's an issue for another day, not right now. Right, so now we have our description, which will not show here, obviously. Yeah. Now we need a third option. We need, let me close this. Now that we have goal and description, we actually need a new thing to add, which will be category. Now, I do need to deactivate this button unless everything is filled up, because otherwise I'll just do this. And I mean, there was definitely a crash there. It didn't show anything. Oh, okay. Could have sworn it just, okay. Which is good. I mean, my code here is a bit more resilient than I thought, which is fine, but still, kind of needs a better way of doing things. Otherwise, yeah, I have these two empty friends here. Right, so we're going to deactivate this button and only activate if we have our form basically done. So that means category set, description, and goal. Obviously, if you put white spaces, you might count something, so I might trim it down. Just needs at least one character. Okay, do that. Let me first finish adding the category to set the data on the database or on the storage, and then we'll go back into actually going and modifying the submit button. Okay, so let me see. Maybe we can close the screen now. Yep. So here would be, where is it? Category ID. Mala is losing. There we go. This one. Oh, okay. With an actual description. We've done that. And now to go to this function. This will be this ID number. Okay. Perfect. Now, actually store this. We're getting the old array. Exists. Okay. Just reading this. Goal needs also category of type number. Save it. No. There we go. This is a good way, isn't it? Just the errors will tell us basically where we need to change things. Category ID, which will come from this one. Oh, okay. My bad. What did I call this category? Okay. Oh, I see. This. There we go. Since title is the same, yeah, it doesn't require. It can be simplified as this. Okay. Do we call this category ID? Oh, it's fine like this. Unless I'm not seeing a future catastrophe just waiting for happen. Okay. Now, data will be saved as category ID, but we have old data. So in order for this not to have some sort of side effect, let me wipe my data out. So we can uninstall it, or I could just go to properties and basically wipe data out. Since we have a very simple app, well, right now this is just enough just to wipe everything. But yeah, in the future we do need to implement a mechanism to migrate data. Otherwise, I mean, it's not sustainable, is it? I mean, new version, I always say to the clients, yeah, just wipe everything. It's fine. Also, hopefully, will not change much the app once it's released. Right. Now it's empty. Let's do a little test, shall we? And it'll be test goal 1. Test description 1. It's financial, obviously. Okay, still working fine. Let's get that ID and replace this one. Now, in order for me to replace this icon here, so if I do this, and it's do this, oh, career works, health works, financial doesn't work. That's weird. Let's see, what is that about? Oh, okay. New bugs, new challenges, no problem. Let's take a look at that. That would be once it's back, right? There's category ID. We're going to find this into the screen. Agree. Right. If I select financial, now it might be a problem with this screen, because if I select the first one, it will not change the previous one. Let's see what's going on there. This one is the component. Let me just check something really quickly. Yep. Was just defining here. There's no kind of check. Okay. So it should be from goal category. There's any sort of logic here? Not really. Okay. Let's go to the screen then. Okay. Oh, got to remove this. There's a flat list. There's a list. There's the. Where is that data coming from? Yep, you go. Might be a problem with the ID. Is the problem that it starts with a 0? I mean, is this a problem? Okay, let's take a look. At least we are having bugs right now at the beginning, and not really, one side kind of say, well, let's finish for today. Right, okay. Oh, what am I doing here? Okay. There's the ID. Current array +1. Huh. Why am I doing this? Because of otherwise would be 0? Doesn't make any sense. So current goal array. Get data. Okay. Is getting our current goals. Okay. If exists. Okay. Yes, that ID +1. Okay, I understand this part now. Yep. That was our mechanism to increase the ID of the next goal, which will be the one that we're creating right now. Okay, fair enough. Then we're doing an unshift to make it so that it's the first element and not like the last one. So it's first in, last out kind of approach. Perfect. And now what are we going to get here? Where am I using these IDs? I'm using here. Right. Go. So if I just do, well, actually I can do it here, right? Well, once it's coming back, which is here, console.log. Let's see what we're doing. Debug and category ID. That will be our friend here. And put it, there we go. And now to start. I mean, I don't think we needed to do that, but sure. Okay. So far, so good. Nothing. 1. Huh, okay. So the problem starts at the actual goal category. Oh, okay. Funny. Doesn't have too much to fail, to be honest. Okay. This one. Console.log. Item.id. Okay. Okay. That value exists. See, 1. It does exist. 0. Okay. Okay. So this one, it's okay here. The problem is that, okay, it goes here. Right. It goes down the pipe. Did I save this? Oh. Okay. Down the pipe. Here, ID, handle. Okay. Navigation.navigate, ID. Right. I mean, I don't need to put this here, to be honest. And now it'll go into add goal.component, which will be this one here. And this here should have the ID, but doesn't. Oh, okay. Let's confirm then. Am I missing something? So, console.log. Debug. ID. ID. Let's refresh. Right. 1. The hell am I? So if there's an ID, Unless it doesn't consider an ideas. That would be weird. Okay, let me do. There we go. Huh. Okay. If the ID is 0, if it's not considering because it's it's considering as false. Really? No, actually no. There's ID. No, that's real. Oh, it doesn't show us integrity ID. 0. Okay, that's a new one. Uh, different from undefined. There we go. Okay, I mean, I never had this problem. Guess it's a good thing to learn. On verifying, at least on TypeScript, JavaScript. I know that 0 is used as false, but I wasn't expecting it to actually be, when you do it like this, just verify if it exists. And 0 is an actual value, therefore it shouldn't be undefined. Or false in this case. So, okay. Fair enough, I'd say. So let me see. I did put some prints somewhere. Let me commit. Otherwise, yep, we add category. We did remove this part. I'll just add that. The commit in a second. There's a description. Now, oh, there we go. There we go. I need to sort this one out. And here and here. And we did remove this. It's important. And there we go. Okay, perfect. Let's call this one move data. Always hard to name things, isn't it? Move category or add. Oops. Add category to David data. To goal. New Jesus. A new goal data. Okay. Sounds reasonable. What did I not save? Okay. Okay, run 2. There we go. Oh, really? Okay. That's fine. Remove comments. This one will be remove unused imports. ID things. Keep things nice and neat. Keep no unnecessary things. Okay. Close, 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 close. We now have the icon. We now just need to move that icon to the actual goal. Which I've done that. Let me confirm that. Been a minute, but kind of with everything, I just forgot about it. There we go. Getting the current, getting that. Nope, it's there. Okay, so now we have that data inside the. Yeah, actually, that's why I restarted this. We're going to confirm that by going to profile. No, profile will be this one. Goals. It will be goal screen. And now we have an extra bit of data that's coming out of storage. So instead of just item.title, we now have the actual icon name. Which, let me see how to get that. I kind of forgot about it. So if you go here, category, there we go. So I've done this little piece of conditional rendering. acceptable. There we go. And now here. How to do this? How to do this? Maybe just line break and do this and do. Can I do this inside of this? I think so. Let me see. Let me see. Cut this. Replace this friend with this. There we go. Now instead of props, we are going to no actually we need props. Oh no, actually we need items. And it's not selected. Oops. This list actually came. I still need to see everything because I don't remember much, to be honest. There we go. Oh, I'm passing that list as a prop. Okay. Fair enough. I can do the same thing here. Right, right. The selected category would be item, dot selected category. To be honest, might not be this. This item will correspond to data of type goal. This will be category. This should be this one. Otherwise, it should be this one. Is this correct? It is, I guess. We'll see. Oh god, I mean, just not remembering much is always funny. Like, I'm looking for answers. My brain just said, well, you don't need this piece of information, just go away. Oh, and I just forgot about what I've done last week, I guess. There we go, there's goal. That goal be injected directly here. Why is this like this? Oh, right. Oh, this is the model and this is the actual, yep, object, which contains, yep. That's it. So, okay, on the screen here, we're going to say, nope, we need this one. And now it's complaining, obviously, because it needs a category list. Category list, which is equal to what? Is equal to this. What is this? Well, we need to import this. And all should be well with the universe. Now to test all of this mess. Category list, title, okay. There's a dot title. Perfect. Okay. Oh. Invalid prop name of value. Okay. Let me see this. Open. Open. That's weird. Well, just crashed the whole app. Nice. Screen is quite small in here. Let me close this. It crashed now again. Right, right. Right. Jesus, that's a big crash. Just trying to output a lot of stuff. Okay. Okay, fair enough. There we go. Invalid prop name of value. Okay. No problem. No problem. We need add goals, not at the moment. Let me close this. Right. So let me see. There's item, which has a title. And wait, what we want is item.category. Right, right. And if there's a category, what was the previous value? Folder. Okay. Folder might be a better one, isn't it? Just because by default. Oh, there we go. So there's a problem here. Not getting this property. Okay. Let me see. Data comes from props data, which will be type goal. So yeah, that should work. Right? Right. Unless input a category, career, test tube, test tube. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Right, so left, which will be this one, I guess. Kind of. Undefined is not an object. Why is it doing? Why is it showing the styles? Description color. What the hell? Okay. So item. Everything's here. If item is -1, put folder. If not, get the list on item category, which will be the ID, not title. Okay. Does this look bad? Doesn't look bad to me. Might be crazy here. Undefined is not an object. Okay. There's plenty of things here that might go wrong. So let's go step by step. There's this object, which I'm pretty sure it's all right. Let me just confirm something. Okay, I see one of problems. Oops. And it's not type any. It should be of type. Doesn't he have a type? An array of things. Okay. So what's the problem here? Does not exist on type. What the hell? Oh, okay. I see the problem now. I see the problem now. Well, am I using this props? Not really. So let me do this. Okay. Needs to be props. You're not making my life easy. Okay. Let me think. I can do the list of solutions. Get category list, which should be obviously an arrow function. So let me do constant. There we go. Now we call this function and say, right, give me props dot category list, and this will return me the list. Now I can do this. Okay. Look, I mean, looks a bit shady to be honest, but kind of works. Not crashing, but it's not showing anything. Come on, little one. Really? Okay. Let me just confirm the sound. Yep, still working. This is why I didn't want to add too many goals for today. I knew that something might go wrong. There we go. A lot of things going wrong. Okay, same error. And freezing the whole now. Okay, fair enough. So let me then do one thing. Really like just let me here. Oh, okay. Might be the data on my app. Might be wrong, and therefore it's trying to render something that might not exist. Okay. Let me uninstall it. Reload it. Run it. And now data should be clear. There should be no residue whatsoever of the previous data. If that is a problem, because I mean, both IDs were okay. Let me see. So, let's do the usual test one. Test one. Central. And go. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. Okay. Let me do one thing then. Let me comment this one out. This. Oops. This. There we go. Save it. And it does work because, well, magic of JavaScript, I guess. Okay, perfect. Now, let's just work with one, and then we'll just add another one there. Right, so I need to confirm then that A, this is actually data that I want, and B, that the item of this array actually has the ID. Because the problem now is that, ooh, might be a string, which might be a problem. Let's see. Let's see. Let's see how to work with this. Let me then. Right, so if I go to my console, no, here, just before I do this goals diagram, let me do a console. Yeah. Data comes from this array. This use state being used where doesn't say. No, there's set data. There we go. So now let me do a console log debug, and then it'll be array. Data. Now just do the usual JSON.stringify and then show me the object. There we go. Codified. Control data here. And there we go. There's an ID, title, description, category. Category 0. Okay. It's alright to me. Right. So it will go on. Oh, actually, I can print it out on the screen, can't I? Let me see that. So here, inside the list item, yep, I do console.log and do the usual debug, and that'll be our item. And then I'll just say JSON.stringify, give me that. Right. Category 0. Okay. So item.category exists. Just test it out. Because I want to make sure I'm doing the right things. I'm just going to do this almost like one part at a time. There we go. 0. The valid one. So if I do this, oh, actually, let me copy this first. I do need to see the shortcut to do a duplication of line, because it kind of goes in conflict with some of shortcut that I have on my keyboard right now. And is one of those things that I kind of like, I need to take care of this someday. Okay, so the list returns what is expected. And now, if I dare to adventure and say, right, on that list, give me the actual item category. And we get, just place with this, we actually get the exact object that we want. Okay, this part, perfect. Now the next step would be, wait, why does it say icon? Oh, okay. So if I replace this with icon, I guess it will not crash. Let's see. It might just be this. Might just be this. Yeah, save it. It was just me being a dummy. Okay, that happens every single day, but it does happen. Right, now I can delete this, save this, and now let's say test 2. Test 2. Health. Here we go. Let's put like test 3, but instead of going on every single one of them, just go to the last one. Test 3. 3. Sometimes I have difficulties pronouncing it correctly. Okay, looks alright to me. Nice. Let's do a small commit. Say, right, we have everything we need. And, oh, I forgot. Usual. Oh, why are you not collaborating with me? Right, so here I'm going to say return the list, the category list. All right. Here, data also would go away. And here we go. We have the category list here, which is where the data comes from, better than actually providing it to the screen component. Here I'm going to say render render the category. Cool. One less issue to worry about. And now, oops, here. Let's also say that we've done what? We've done show. Grammarly isn't active yet. Oh, God. Oops. I do want this one. Yep. Is show category icon. Okay. Let's finish this. Let's do one little thing for cut today. It's been 1 hour almost. Jesus. Time flies by when you're fixing bugs, I guess. I mean, sometimes we'll just feel like an an eternity. Okay, this one here, here, here. Oh, almost made a mistake. Right. into development. Okay. I mean, I have merged this. I haven't looked into it. Should have done that. Just because it's, you know, mostly me. Sometimes you guys just come up and say some mistakes that I've done, which is quite good. At least having one extra step, one extra pair of eyes looking at the code. Not bad, that's not bad. Okay. View constant, scope view, very important. Category component, category screen. Okay. There's the goals component, which we've just. Okay. Don't recall doing this. Might have been last episode. Let's see. On Google, collaborate with me. Okay, so yep, everything seems to be alright to me. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Yeah. Oh, it's already merged. We're just confirming that I haven't done any sort of mistake. Let's go to 8. Now let's do usual finish. He didn't like that. That's okay. Okay. Here I can just say close. There we go. Okay. This one is expand goal feature. Oh. Edit, complete, delete. Yes. We're also missing one issue. I mean, every single one of these can be its own independent goal. Let's skip this one here, just in case. Just to keep it organized. Add date to complete. Right. So, okay. We have plenty. We have edit, we have complete, delete, and date. Let's start with delete, because then we can move into edit. And once we have all these two, which will be the basis of our apps, it will be just one last step we need to do in order to complete a goal, I'd say. So let's work on actually where delete. Okay. Delete two goals. Kind of ironic that I'm writing goals because of goals. That is a different subject altogether. Okay, so it will be delete cards. Right. There we go. 11. Featured. Long thing. 11. Right. Yes. Created successfully. Synchronize. Okay. Now, how are we going to delete this front? Should we have it like an icon that is easily accessible? Might be too easy to. At least for now, let's say we're going to have an explicit button, and that explicit button will come here. Go here on the right side. In the future, we might do like the 3 button kind of menu that we click on it and it expands and basically shows different options such as delete or edit. But for now, let's put it explicitly. And actually, ironically, we'll be here Is there a right? It is. There is. And we can probably put some sort of icon to it. Again. So it would be something like... There we go. Show the same icon on this side. Yep, there we go. Now, the idea here would be not to change icons, but rather we should have an icon for deletion. We can close this, 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 need this, delete this, close this. There we go. Let's put this one here. Okay, oh, it's so low. What will we want? We want to delete. Something like that. Yep, good enough. Full or outlines? Let's say full. Delete. Okay. Click on, right? Now, we need to make this clickable. And I mean, list.icon. I think we don't want a list.icon. What we need is a button that actually has an icon. So if we go back to React Native paper, paper is the button. There we go. Something like this. Let me try it. It'll save me a lot of trouble if I do it like this. Delete. Was it delete? It was. React Native paper. What's the problem? Unexpected token. Okay, where did this come from? There we go. Now, do we want press me? Obviously no. We don't want that. We actually don't want this. Right, and now to actually modes contains. Text. Okay. There we go. I'll do. Can we center this? Style. Question. When there's an icon, it aligns itself. Let me do it contain and see. Icon. Nope. Not contained. Isn't contained? Really? Okay. There we go. What if I do this? It doesn't like it. Nope, is expecting a child. Okay. I mean, why are you still complaining? Do you know? I mean, do this. Still accept this? I mean, not complaining. No, you are eternally complaining, I guess. Yep. I just typed something random. I was sad. I mean, it is a sad situation, to be honest. Right, so what I want to do is nothing close to this. I just want a button that has an icon to it. If not, that's fine, because there's a way to actually make an icon clickable, to be honest. So it'll be reverting back. Here we go. Save it. Now, I need to make this touchable. Touchables. Ooh. Okay. React Native. Right. Did this come from again? Right. Or this just creates things automatically. So touchable is missing something, I bet. Okay. React Native, how to make icon touchable. Someone in the same idea. Model button. Icons in React Native. Touchable opacity. Is that the thing? Maybe this is what I'm looking for. Yep, seems to be. On press. Press here. So, yep. It really is. Okay. Fair enough. Let me import this. Let me remove this. There we go. It works. It doesn't look too bad, to be honest. It looks quite clean. Now, can we do this instead of this? Yep. Yes, I can. Okay. Nice. And let's see. On press. There we go. Do the usual arrow function. Do a console.log. Hello. There we go. It's connected. Now we need to take that connection, remove it, do props dot, and what will be on item late. Sounds reasonable. Now we do need an ID for the position or an index. Let's say we want this one. Item the biotype goal will have an ID. Okay. This is correct, right? Yep. Item dot. Cool. Now here. This. Okay. Right. Then something. Oh, actually, I need this item ID. ID is not of type any. Come on. Number. On. Here we go. Right, because this props is... Now this is the problem, isn't it? I need some sort of thing from the outside. This is importing props. Can I ignore this somehow? Okay. Should have done that for the other one. This one. Maybe I can. Obviously, the function is not defined because it's just here, but still, good job. Let me just go down and go to go component. There's handling, and there's here would be constant. Item delete. Item ID number here and yeah, right. A minute, I lost train of thought. Here, what does need to happen? I need to receive something, which will be an ID of type number, and I'm going to say, right, send this to on item delete. Item delete doesn't sound good. This one needs to be called on goal delete. There we go. Oh, yep, I need this. Number. ID. Number. Oh god, it's the end of the day. Remove. Delete. Delete. The selected goal. Okay. Now I do need to do some sort of operation. So we have set data, and this set data comes from, oh, actually, get data comes from storage. There we go. So we need to do this sort of operation as well. We need to say delete data. Type or just provide an ID. It needs to exist, otherwise. Yeah. Let me see. Well, it looks alright. Need to do a sort of a wait. Do we? We do need to do some sort of operation that... Does it need to show? Should update automatically. Especially because we are using storage. Should reload. Let's see. Let's remove this for now. Let's say delete data. Export constant. Delete data will be an async. It needs to right now nothing. See in a minute. Right. Let me import this. Oh, it does require ID of number. Maybe let me rename this as goal ID. A bit better. ID might be too generic, but it's on good. Let me also replace this one here. ID. Perfect. Right, so now we are at storage. We need to do two things, basically. I mean, the usual deletion and the usual, well, this is not a valid ID, right? So there's a problem. So in order to delete things, I do need to see how to delete things on a sync storage. Is it this one or the other one? The other one. Where is the sync storage? Sync storage? I think that, yep, there we go. Wait, does it? No idea, to be honest. Okay. This tabs, and now let's see if this is the last thing we're going to do today. Right, so there's storing, there's reading, and deletion. Okay, there's an item. Okay. Get item. Merge. Ooh, merge is good. Remove item. Here we go. Actually, we do need remove item. My IP key. Okay. Key as a string. I just want to delete an item, not like. Right, because we're not. Yep, I kind of forgot for a minute that we are not saving items individually. So what do I need to do? I need to first do get storage, right? Need to do this properly. Storage data. Now what I need to do is constant. Also I need to do this as a try catch, don't I? Like this. No, actually it needs to be something like this. Make it easier. Let me do this. Removing this. Error, delete data. Okay. Delete. All right. Data. Right. No. Need to expand this, but in a second. Right now, I do have it. My equals array. Why is it putting two spaces? No idea. Right, so now I have my storage. I do need to see if storage is valid. Check if storage is valid. Get storage. Goals. So now I need to parse this, right? Is it different from null? Parse it, otherwise just throw an error. Let's do something like this. So let's say let goals right. Now I'm going to say if that's valid, then JSON parse this one. Otherwise, was true. error. Throw new error. This, and that would be like storage does not storage full array does not exist. Okay. Now when we have the storage, I need, what do I need? Now I have the object here which has my data inside. I need to look up check, first of all, check, right, if the ID exists on goals. Oh, okay. That will be delete. Yeah. Specific. Delete the goal. No, array. Then will be save goals. Goal list. Storage is valid. Goal list. Valid. Goals. All this singular and plurals. Goal from the goals list. Okay. Bit of order in this chaos. Okay. This will be the last step, right? Which is, to be honest, rather quickly. Wait. Data. Actually, why don't I do this? Jesus. Why don't I use my hand more often? Let's do this. Wait. Remove this. Actually, there we go. Don't need this. And I need just to do store data, which will be this data here in the end. Right. Now I just need to verify if this exists or to delete this. Let's start with the deletion, which is the most fun part, I guess. That would be not with this, because we are doing array operations. Array? Yep. It's an array, right? It is an array. We are doing an array operation and not really an actual deletion of data. So, I mean, I've done this a lot of times, and yet I also need to always look for it. So, array, how to properly delete on item. Object. Item is not the correct one. There's pop will get it. Shift. Splice will create a new one if I'm not mistaken. Now we want it to properly delete it. It could stay in memory, but then again, the problem is that in memory will consume space. We are working with mobile devices, although right now they have plenty of memory. In the past was just really awful. Dot remove. Oh, okay. Such as this. Okay. There's splice. Not happy with that. Do not use delete operation erase. Delete will not remove an entry from an array. It will simply replace it with undefined. It's not deletion in itself. Oh, but it will. I know. It will not just flush it out of the window. Okay. We do need to flush it from memory. Jesus. Yeah, but why would we do a splice? Is there any advantage? This one has 105. Not rotating, so new array back. Yeah, right, but this is not really deletion, is it? The splice method. I mean, I can splice it in a way that I'll just delete the old one and just create a new array. That would not be bad. Just say new array equals to null. And old one just, no, I'm sorry, the old one just equals to null. Let's see. Let me see splice. JavaScript. Jesus. I feel like every single time I never learn this. I always need to look up things and search for things, and even though I use this like every single week, probably it's just I always need to look up what the hell is going on. What do I need to do? So here I have an array of months. Splice at 1. Inserts at index 1. Okay. Oh, okay. Removing or replacing existing elements and or adding new elements in place. Okay. Let's see. Oh, start, delete count. And what is the item? Oh, it's to replace. Okay. So if I do this, right, just 2 arguments. I'm expecting it. Right. We do start. According to this example, this will be the actual index. And then once I have that index, I just need to do 1. Okay. Fair enough. So this is to be removed. Okay. If this match with find index, perfect. This is exactly what I want. If it's different from -1, yeah. Okay. Just remove that position. 1 is removed from that position. What is 1? Oh, delete count 1. Okay, makes sense. And it indicated the number of elements in the array to remove from start. Okay, so I need to find that position in that. Okay. Makes perfect sense. Okay, I thought it would be worse, to be honest. Oops, here. So it'll be something in the lines of, I don't know, goal array equals to splice. That's, oh, I need to actually probably, yep. Right. Splice, then there's start, and needs to come from here. Delete count will be 1. So now I need to say, right, I need to find index to delete. And that one would be our constant. Delete. -1. And then do something by the end of it, if index equals to -1. Then you didn't find anything. Please, right now. Let's do this. I do need to handle this error a bit better than just, returning, but I know. Let me just find it and we'll take care of that. So find index. Right. I can just copy this friend, right? I mean, find index. Did I ever saw this? It does exist. Huh. Okay. Returns the index of the first element in the array that satisfies the provided testing function. Otherwise, okay. Okay. We have a member. We're looking for an ID. Something like this. But we just need the fun parts. We just need this part. Actually, we need less. We just need this part. And that would be... So we're doing -1. Goal array equals to not find, then move this, gets an item, a goal, if goal.id, which is what we want, it really is, matches ID to be removed, which is this ID, and we find our ID inside of the array. And if we did find it, we just remove it, throw it away, and we call it today. It's done. Otherwise, the index does not exist, therefore it's not a correct value. And validate. Check if goal exists. If not, validates returns not in operation. To be honest, I'm not feeling really creative in terms of names, although it's very rudimentary, kind of checked, but it should hold it. Let's test it out. Delete a goal from storage. Storage. Okay. Right. So let's test this one. There's test 1. Disconnected? Might just need to update. Oh, you've deleted 2 of them. Too much then. Too much. Okay. Let's just debug. We can call it today. Oh, it's still light. Still light. A bit cloudy today. Just making sure I can still go shopping afterwards. Okay, so let's do console.log. Let's confirm that all of our steps are correct. Right. See if we have this. Okay. Now, this index should be an index, so it doesn't need this. And let's call this. It did delete 2. I don't know how. It might be the splice. But yeah, that's why I'm trying to see what's going on. So let's say const results goal array. I mean, I've written worse variable names, to be honest. Let's say, let's put this one here. Oh. It's a bit better. Now, why have I done this? I mean, to be honest, that's the end of the day. Could have been worse, but I didn't need to do any of that. Oh god. JSON, stringify, there we go. Now I do suspect that this might be too much. Although it'll be on the correct position, it deletes 1. That's what I'm expecting at least. So let's see. We have our array, which has 1 value. Let me just restart just in case. I'm expecting this to detect that there's a value of, I guess, ID 0. And basically what we'll do is, well, to be honest, the way that the ID is built, might not be the best one. So we'll see how that works. Because the ID is not unique. Okay. That's fine then. If I press delete. So ID 0. Goal array. Okay. The second one, which I should call this index to delete. And result is right. So it's not deleting where it should be. Okay. Let me take a look again at splice. There's splice, and there's a start, and there's the delete count. So start, the index at which to start changing the array. So we set the length of the array in case no element will be deleted, but the method will be. Okay. So the exact index, which is correct. Oops. So it finds the index of this ID, which was 0. And it says delete 1. Okay. And delete count says delete indicating number of elements in the array. Remove it from start. Okay. If delete count is omitted, value is equal or large to array length and start. If delete count is 0 or negative, no elements are removed. In this case, you should specifically list one element. Okay. An array returns. Okay. Here's our problem. It's returning the actual value that is being deleted. And then it duplicated because apparently it got into storage. So returning value would be an array containing the delete elements. If only one element is removed, an array of one element is returned. Right, there we go. Here's the problem. He's doing not what I expected. So he's returning me the deleted one. Right. Therefore, that's a problem. So if I do this and say, right, now show me this, friends. And it should be deleted probably. Isn't it? No, because it's saved again. Right. So let me restart it just in case. Okay, here we go. There we go. Result array is goal array. Now it's empty. But obviously it needs to be updated. But still, okay. Now it's working. We'll work on updating the interface in a second. Let me do then test 1. I think we need to review the ID stuff, because I do suspect that, whoop, hold it down. Possible unhandled promise rejection. Type error. Undefined is not an object. Okay. Oh, okay. It might be that because the array is empty. Let me see. Where is add goals? Obviously, at 7 is when the most interesting problems appear. As usual. Right. Oh, let me hide this. Let me hide this. Okay. Right. So if an array exists, which is true to be honest, I mean, it does exist. It does try to get on the position 0 plus 1, but the array is empty. Therefore, yeah, it'll fail. So let me do then one thing. This might not be also the best idea, to be honest. But since we are not changing the array, yeah, we're not changing the array order, so therefore it will always be the last item will have the biggest ID. So they should be fine. So on this case should be if, right, triangle array. Length, yeah. Never know if it is length or... I thought about that. The problem is that if we delete an element from the array, you might got an ID that is equal to an existing one. Because this, I mean, this was a database. Or maybe I'll just convert this to a list, and therefore all the problems are gone. Because it's not, it's not an array, really. It's a list then. But the problem is, yeah, it might duplicate if I go with the ID equal to array length. It current, if it does exist, or if it is bigger than 1, right, do stuff. Right, otherwise just put it as 0. This, I mean, let current ID, goal ID, -1. Let's say -1. Yeah, at least right now until I figure out something better. I guess this would be the better way to go. But yeah, we need to figure out a way. Not that patchy. So, if it's bigger than 1, you can do then this. Because we always increase the... We are always increasing the ID, and we are not changing the order. Therefore, even if you deleted like the top position, on the bottom position will always be the next one, which was the one that we're creating, will always be bigger than the previous one. But Teneri for the win. Actually, yeah, to be honest, yeah. But this way, at least, I think it's solid enough, at least for a couple of streams. And then we can see it like a better way. Right. So this way, let me do some separation here. If the array exists, right, or better, if the array exists, yeah, but there's an element to it, then go grab the latest one and just add 1. And we are assuming that because the order we're adding the items is always to the first position, it will always be the bigger ID. Okay. Even if it is deleted, that's fine, because we'll just go back to the previous one and get that ID replaced. Fine now. If the array is empty, then just defaults to 0. And yeah, doing UUIDs. Oh, actually, that might not be a bad idea, to be honest. And actually, we can simplify this. Don't we? Oh, yeah, we can. We can do this, this, do this. Or we just do 0. And in one line, we solve up all. Kind of. Let's say, I don't know, get the new goal ID. New ID. And now we're just going to say, plug it in. There we go. With UUIDs might be better, to be honest. I did add a nightmare today with those. For some reason, Cassandra wanted me to provide a UUID as a string, and I was doing that. But for some reason, he said, no, it's not really on the correct format, even though, I mean, it was outputting the correct format. So it was a bit tricky, but I managed to, in JavaScript, saying, right, export this string, which is a string, as a string, and it did work. So yeah, mysteries of JavaScript, I guess. Okay. Let me then clear the data. Yeah, maybe. Just in case. I think this should be good enough. Reload and clear all these consoles of garbage. And now once we create a new goal, it should be fine. Right, no goals added. Test goal 1. Goal 1. Put an icon. Test goal 1. Let's do a simple test. Empty. Okay. I mean, am I checking this for empty or I'm probably not checking this for empty. I'm probably checking this for just exists. And it should be here. Oh no, this is goal category. It should be here. Right, this one would be render data. What is the condition? If prop.data exists. Oh, right. Right. So we need to do it differently. But this implies then that this must exist. And we then need to do something in the lines of where is the goal? Yeah, and now on the goal component, data. Oh, actually, it does exist because by default we're creating an empty array. Yep, just a bug. Okay, let's go again. Test goal 1, which we deleted previously. 1. Yeah, needs to refresh somehow. I haven't done that yet, but that's fine for now. Right, and now let's try it with 2. 1. Half, and then submit. Let's do a test 2. Test 2. Really don't like this to be unfinished for the next stream because I will not remember. Oh, okay. There's still a bug on the IDs. That's weird. Okay. Test 3, just in case. Career. Now you're going to complain. Ooh. This is a new one. I never had this bug before. Let's do a test 4. It should probably refresh the state, and therefore it should automatically update the view. Although the thing is, we are not really doing anything to change the state. We're just sending to storage, and storage is changing data. I think that's the problem. It needs to be done in a way that it will use somewhat the states. Right now, kind of curious why this duplicated. Again, this is the kind of errors that that just appears at the end of a stream. So let's say education. Test A. Test A will be here. This one, like 3. But yeah, it is as you're saying, Alex. It should. Thing is, we're not really updating data, the state. Yeah, which is weird because it should. I guess at least I would guess with all the operations we're doing here. But apparently not. Uh-huh. There's a bit of a delay. My tablet and your message before my phone was like looking at it like, oh, doesn't show at the same time. That's weird. So you're saying check the list items key and set to gold. Is it set to the gold title? Not the gold title. It's set to the ID. Which, let me see that. So we need to go to gold components. And the gold, no, gold screen. Right. So the ID, yeah, is the item ID. Which, to be honest, should never be duplicated. Because the way that we've done that was, oh, where is not this one? There we go. Yep. Add goals. Yep. That was the one. Well, so here, let me close this. So in order to duplicate this, yeah. Even if we duplicate it, it would be from a deleted item. So we need to be like items 1, go into the list, ID 0. Item 2 would go to the list, ID 1. Item 1 is deleted. Therefore, just one item called with ID 0. Which will be this situation here. If we create a new one, it would be, right, previous one, which has an ID of 0, just add 1. And it goes back and be ID 1 again. But it doesn't really matter to the list. Bigger than 0, not Q? You mean 1? Probably 1. Yep. Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah. If it is bigger than 0, then, yep, there's a gap. Yep. Yep. Just stupid logic at the end of the day, I guess. Because if it doesn't have any items, it's 0. If there's 1, it will be increasing. Yep. Most simple of errors. So, okay, let's clean up all this mess again. We don't have a way to manually edit those. At least not right now. Let's launch it again and reloads our Metro server. It kind of reminds me, I want to introduce in the future tests, because that's a fun part of Androids. When I say fun, it's really painful to do sometimes. Because on Androids, at least, there's 2 types of tests. Oh, null is not an object. Okay, thought this might happen. But what component? Gold screen. Might be that doesn't exist. Gold component, gold screen. And it should be proper. Props. Data got linked. There we go. Okay, you didn't like this. That's because null is not an object. Okay. Okay, could have sworn that data, which is here, use state as a default value of an empty array, but it does exist. I mean, I can do new array. I don't think this will solve anything. Yep. I think the problem is a different one. It's more in the sense of It gets data, and this data might be empty. Do I have the new operator? I don't. Supposedly, when you're using React states or the React group states, if you define this, this will be the default value that that state will have. So if it was like a boolean, I'll just put false and basically would just inherit it. If I put like an empty array, I would say it would be by default an array. Now, I think the problem is this one. That list is empty. And basically what it's doing is when it does get data, if it is null, right? If it's different from null, that gives me, just returns me, otherwise just returns me null. I think this is the problem. Now, I can do this, solve my problems. Right, there we go. Yeah, but why would I use nulls? I mean, there's no way that's a good idea ever, unless I wanted to flush something out of memory. Nulls are really the invention of Satan. Thank God this is not Java, because that will be a whole different layer of pain. Okay, let's go again. Just doing one last try. Just, you know. Test one. Test one. It does make sense. Like, I think it's really a good idea, right? To do a stream really at the end of the day. After a person is just at 8 hours of working through problems on programming. Just saying, no, I think it would be a good idea to say, let's do a stream when I'm at peak performance and all my attention is really top notch. To be fair, I mean, after I would just wake up, I'm just as useless as I am right now. Right, so let's do a simple test. Let's delete test 2, which is really like sandwiched between test 3 and 1. It'll be a perfectly good test to do, and we have ID 2, which makes sense, and ID 0, which is this one. So if I go back here, there we go. It does work. Okay. Now if I delete the third one, it'll be just ID 1. And if I delete ID 1, or the first one, there we go. No goals added. Working. Now, first thing to do is commit the hell out of this. Oh, actually, remove the debugs before. So where are the debugs? There we go. And removing this debug. And removing this debug. And I mean, for now, yeah, we do need to address this in the future. Yeah, not right now, at like 7 something. Let me just do a tiny house cleanup just before we go. I don't want to have any sort of weird effects on here. Let me see, goal array, just in case. Did I forgot something? I don't think so. Let's see. There's storage. Oh, right now. Storage, it seems to be fine. Yep. This is 11. There's our ID that we've done. Anything else? Nope. There's our component to delete. We do need to work this bit. Let's say to add for the -1, you should check out the title. What do you mean by the squiggly line, Alex? Confirmation. Add to force screen update. Okay, Alexa just reminded me of some shopping. Beef chips. Oh, come on, Alexa. Bit shifts, I think. So -1 becomes 0 and 0 becomes 1. Do you mean for this check here? Like, oh, it's a bit highlighted, but let me go to storage. There we go. I mean for this, Alex. Just waiting for him to respond. And meanwhile, let me just check the other ones. Yep, I've done this to use, and yep, the deletion functionality seems to be okay. Now, oh, did I save this? There's the right icon. Okay, so okay, if that's for this, the thing is, this index, it's from find index. It always returns -1 if it doesn't exist. So should I check for anything different than -1? At least I'd assume that if it is -1, it doesn't exist. Therefore, if I do a splice on something that doesn't exist, I have no idea. Probably would just return some sort of weird value. If it was returning something, right now we're just ignoring it. But I mean, let me just confirm that. Let me not assume, but actually, you know, JavaScript array. Obviously, it's mistyped. The proper find index. Was this the link you put? Probably. Find index method returns the index of the first element of the array that satisfies the provided text function. Otherwise, it returns -1, indicating that there's no element that passes the test. Right. I think so. -1 becomes 0 and 0 becomes 1. So where do you think that? I mean, we are not using -1 as an index position, right? So this should be safe. If array of string. Okay. Array index of string. Right, string exists. Oh, I think I understand what you're saying. So if I do, like, is this an operator? No idea if this is like an actual JavaScript thing. Does it exist? I mean, let me see. Doesn't. But basically what you're saying is, let me try sketch that one out. It's doing this. So it's something in the lines of if this, right? So if this index exists, I'm reading this correctly. Index of. You're doing it with index of. What would be the difference between index of and find index? Let me see. Index of. So index of. Let's see the differences. Let's do this. Quite interesting because normally I'll just go for actually index of, not find index. Okay, no, it's fine. I mean, to be honest, I'm quite curious. Find index returns method returns the index of the first element in the array that satisfies the provided testing function. Otherwise, returns -1, indicating there is no element. Okay. It's like index of returns the first index at which a given element can be found in an array, or -1 if not present. So what's the difference? Oh, index of will not work on objects. Really? Okay. Oh, right. I see what you mean. So it needs to have an actual element, concrete. Oh, I forgot data. So it needs to be an integer, or in this case, it needs to be a number or a string or a float. No, number will be float as well, or floating number would be actual number. Okay. No, actually, it's very. I mean, obviously, at the end of the stream, yeah. But it's quite interesting just to see these tiny differences, because it's really just, it's quite almost imperceptible that there's differences between these two friends here. Normally, I would normally use this one, but fortunately enough, I found this one, which actually just does all the work for me, which is perfect because it was exactly what I wanted. There's also find, which different thing. This one will be for objects, I believe. Method returns the value of first element provided array satisfy the previous detection function. If no value is satisfied, undefined is returned. Oof. Okay. Find index would be function. Okay. To be honest, we can take a look at that. The next one, just because, I mean, I don't really want to drag this too much, although it's a valid point that we probably could do this instead of having this in two ways. Just doing in one go. Maybe. Well, for now it's working. We can always improve this. And I actually need to start doing also releases on GitHub so that everyone can just have access to all of them instead of branches. And it's better if you guys want to say, right, this is a better way of doing things. There we go. Did I say new array? And this will just work fine. And now, there's the ID number. Perfect. Let's see. There's the touchable, there's the icon, there's the on press, and okay, there's conditional rendering, which needs to be length bigger than 0. Perfect. It's perfect. Let's call this one the unimpressive goal add goal delete. Oh, you can see the sun now on the webcam, so I'll need to be a bit just taller or just increase the angle of my webcam. But I promise you guys, I mean, the curtains are coming. They just says it's dispatched, so it's between today and the next stream. It would be funny if we were just knocking at the door right now. But we'll have new curtains. Fortunately enough, I would hope that I'll do this in a way that will not break the whole wall. That would also be funny to explain to my landlord. Add goal delete feature. And with this, we can call it a day. Yes, I mean, almost 2 hours, and we've done small things. Small improvements, although we are getting there in terms of app, just getting better and better every single iteration. Fixing things, making it a bit more solid. There we go. And now, next one, we definitely need to work on updating the screen, which you can force it. We'll find ways to do that. Not only with states, but there's actually, I believe there's a method to actually manually say, right, I really need this screen to be manually updated. But we'll take a look at those methods. But for now, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Let me put the correct banner right now, which will be this one. Thank you for tuning in. Do not forget, please, to like and subscribe if you want to see more content. Not from myself necessarily, but from all the community. Always very appreciated. Do not forget, if you want to contribute to the community, to subscribe to the Patreon, where you can see right now on the screen. And thank you so much, and I hope you guys have a nice day, and I'll see you next week. Bye. And thank you, Alex, for your support.